Every year, movies are released that take the world by storm, sell millions of tickets, win awards and accolades, and capture the imaginations of audiences all over the world. Everyone loves those movies. This show is not about those movies. Here, we get excited about cult movies. We love the violent, the futuristic, the dangerous, the naughty, the musical, and the just plain weird. So strap in for a wild journey through the cult of
1978.
Welcome back to 1978, our continuation of an exciting year in film. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the theater, the year brought us sequels to Jaws, Night of the Living Dead, and The Omen. And that wasn't all that was happening in the world of movie franchises. Famed screenwriter Lee Brackett finished her draft of The Empire Strikes Back just 2 weeks before she passed away, and production began on the big screen continuation of the beloved TV series with Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I'm your host, and 1978's official Baby New Year, Chris Vander Kaay, and I'm here to share some of the non-franchise films that people are still not talking about today. First up, the creepy stuff. A possessed nurse stalks the halls of a hospital, an invisible strangler stalks the people who put him in prison, and the world is at risk from an army of killers stalking tomatoes in this week's The Horrors.
I'm not going back there. Look, Beth, the only way we can get this thing over with is to burn the body.
Now, for those who have seen The Exorcist, Carrie, and Ruby, here is new unspeakable horror in Nurse Sherry. From a doomed medical operation to the return of an evil human soul driven to evil in a strange and gruesome story from the other side of life.
You know absolutely nothing about what you're dealing with.
Don't be afraid. Take my hand. Come with me, Sherry, and I'll introduce you to the bliss that lies beyond the borders of hell.
Living, breathing terror chills your flowing blood and shocks your nervous system cold in Nurse Sherry. It's the year's most frightening journey into the hidden world of the supernatural, and it soon becomes a nightmare of living hell and torment.
Gotcha.
If we were in the 17th century, I'd be inclined to diagnose her symptoms as a classical case of possession.
Don't touch me!
Stay where you are. Don't interfere with things you know nothing about. Your powers are finite. Mine are limitless.
Meet Nurse Sherry and travel into the hidden corridors of a twisted mind through the very core of her tormented soul. It's more bizarre, more terrifying than your most frightening fears. Nurse Sherry. Don't miss Nurse Sherry for an evening of pleasure and terror. Nurse Sherry in color, rated R for adults. Under 17, not admitted without parent. From Independent International.
this great nation, almost everyone has been affected in one way or another by this terrible tomato onslaught. Mrs. Williams, I understand your husband is missing.
Yes,
Do you think he's dead?
Well,
Will you miss him?
Well,
Will you marry again? What if he's laying in a ditch somewhere with both his legs broken, calling your name? You will have to find another man, you know. You're no spring chicken.
Lives are shattered. The nation is in chaos. Death and destruction sweeps the country. Foursquare Productions presents perhaps the funniest film ever made.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen a film like it. This is the incredible story of the world's ultimate disaster. Vicious man-eating tomatoes grow to monstrous proportions. Faced with this unprecedented menace, the president calls upon Mason Dixon, special agent. Aided by his trusty sidekick, Dixon begins to unravel the terrifying mystery of the deadly tomatoes. Dixon is getting close, too close for someone or something. Who could it be? The girl reporter? The ad executive? The press secretary? Or does it go higher? Join Mason Dixon in a race against time as he battles to save the world from the threat of nature's perfect eating machine, the Killer Tomato.
Ain't no time to make a fuss. We gotta get those tomatoes before they get us.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You've never seen anything like it.
Once that cell door shuts, there's no getting out. An Indian freedom fighter ends up on a brutal chain gang, a group of women plot their escape from a jungle lockup, and a sweet disco girl is thrown into an asylum in today's installment of The Big House.
Back in 1957, down in North Carolina, they had a legend about a man called Sibo. He was a loner.
Well, looks like the two of us against the four of you.
A renegade.
Those Indians sure do walk funny.
Some call him a bounty hunter.
How many you killed now, Sibo?
Some call him a hero.
Deputy Clay, this looks like a Mexican standoff. And I'm more Mexican than you. Now, you take the bullets out of that pistola. Now I want you to eat those bullets.
Come on now, Sibo.
Eat them or eat this.
Sibo!
But there's something about a man living free that a lot of folks can't stomach.
Folks gotta have respect for the law, even Sibo.
So they put him in chains in the Buckstone County Prison.
We deal in complete and total rehabilitation. We gonna rehabilitate you till you can't straighten up.
Come on, pretty mama, be my ball and chain.
Buckstone County Prison.
Wrap me around your ankle, honey. Let me feel the pain.
They used to say there was just two ways to get out of this place. Either you crawl,
You got to learn to act like you're next to nothing.
or you die.
Want a big mama's boy?
But that was before they got Sibo.
Go to hell.
They couldn't break him. They couldn't hold him. And when they tried to kill him,
Sibo!
they couldn't find him.
Sibo! You gotta be dead!
Sibo. Some say he's still alive. Some say never was. But in Buckstone County Prison, they still don't know how he got away. And they're hoping He'll never be back. Buckstone County Prison.
Don't bother packing too much. I've got almost everything we'll need.
Dealing in the world's oldest profession has its advantages.
There are 6 girls ready to go tonight. One is sick. We sent her to the prison.
Believe me, where he's taking you, you're going to think this was a picnic.
Stop driving! Let go!
I want you to stop now and initiate that one.
Try not human. She's still new here.
Sometimes I think it's better to die than to be a sexual victim of those disgusting guards.
Danny, there, do something! Come on, you bitch!
Paranoid, schizoids, manic depressive, sociopaths, psychopaths, catatonics. Watch your step, please.
The 5th floor. Most people are here because they're legally insane.
No!
Kelly McIntyre is here because the law made a mistake. And what happened to Kelly
Can't keep the prisoner here.
I'm afraid I have to. Could happen to anyone.
Leave me alone or I'm gonna yell.
I can't hear you. The 5th floor. Where nobody will listen to you.
Poor kid shared a full-blown paranoid episode.
Liar!
Do you think people are out to harm you?
Are you trying to say I'm paranoid now? Is that what?
Nobody believes you.
You gotta get me out of here, Ross. Once the door closes here, it never opens.
I gotta tell you, Kelly, I still think you need professional help.
I'll do anything you want.
And no one will help you.
Whatever it takes.
Where the people who control you are above suspicion and beyond the law.
It's us against them.
They'll take your freedom.
I don't belong here.
They'll take your dignity.
Just had to try her break.
And if you fight too hard,
Melanie?
they'll take your mind. The 5th floor. A true story.
You don't need long to make an impression, as these trailers prove. A mourning mother finds a new way to keep her lost child in her life, nuclear waste creates a creepy sea monster, and a woman goes on a jungle expedition to find her lost husband in this week's batch of Quick Hits.
They told Jeannie that her baby died at birth, but she's haunted by a recurring nightmare.
It was a baby crying for its mother.
You wrote the dreams, Jeannie.
Susan St. James, William Conrad, A Mother's Desperate Search, Night Cries.
Watch tonight at 9, 8 Central and Mountain on ABC.
In a little California town, life seemed so easy. Until that night when terror stalked and things could never be the same. Slits, spawned from a nuclear hell. In the classic tradition of Creature from the Black Lagoon and The Thing, comes now the most horrifying of them all. Slithis. 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 Rated PG.
In their language, Laramie means Mountain of the Cannibal God.
You mean the Pukas are cannibals?
Maybe you're still being chased by the ghost of your cannibals.
That's right! You don't forget the taste of human flesh.
They're not going to stop until you're dead. A man plots the death of a sickly loved one. 4 mental patients terrorize a busload of schoolgirls. Mardi Gras becomes the backdrop for disturbing murders. And a masked lunatic picks off the attendees of a high school reunion in today's batch of Crazed Killers.
you.
This is Amanda Price.
Never.
She lives in this old house.
Never. I'm frightened. I'm frightened.
Why should you be frightened, my child? Because Amanda Price is afraid to die, sister. Die. Don't be afraid, Amanda. You're not alone. There's Daddy.
Amanda!
Sister Nell.
Amanda, you're crazy! Edward!
Brother Edward.
I did it!
And Esther, your companion.
Miss Price's cupboard still seems to be locked.
About the house, there are other locked cupboards and doors.
Esther, what?
Intruders are dangerous. They learn things.
And how is Miss Price these days?
Bitch. She's been having nightmares.
It just depends on what you see.
Absolutely terrified.
Could he be right, Esther? Do you want to know what Amanda Price fears behind the locked doors of this old house? What horrors lie hidden? What awful truths wait to be released?
Amanda?
Amanda!
Brother Edward, Nell, and Daddy know. And now Amanda Price is about to lift the dark veil that shrouds a terrifying secret.
Save me!
We have the same secrets. Who else knows them?
There is a word for what you want. The word is
Murder!
Escape, sister. Escape while you can.
Don't touch me!
Take this macabre journey through a world of maddening horror,
You shall be punished!
jealousy, and murder from which few return. And die, sister, die. From Cinema Shares, rated PG.
You may think they've made all the terror films they can make. You may think you've seen the most evil side of man. But you're wrong. For what people do in their dreams is far more horrible than anything they do while awake. Killer's Moon is the story of a party of young girls stranded on a school outing. And 4 psychopaths undergoing dream therapy have escaped. What follows is a nightmare, more terrifying than anything you've ever dreamed.
There were 3 of them. They wore white clothes like surgeons. Their eyes were staring.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, one's missing. Oh, yeah, I believe Sandra's in the kitchen helping the cook.
Agatha tried to help her friends escape. But she didn't realize the kind of men she was up against, and the dreamer wasn't as sympathetic as she'd hoped. You'll keep praying the terror will stop, but these men can't stop. They have to go on because they think it's part of their treatment. Deirdre thought she could go for help.
Can't escape, Dream. Not now.
But dreamers have a way of seeing through the night. Stories have been told about the abnormal, about the supernatural.
Men, horrible men, they've killed Mrs. Hargrave. Lock the door!
But this is the story of what can happen when hallucinatory drugs get hold of the mind. Anybody's mind.
Quick, come on, girls! I'll get you!
And when minds are taken over, the results aren't always the fun people imagine.
I'm going to kill you. Slowly.
It has to be a dream!
Most of us only glimpse our primitive selves in our dreams. If you don't want to be reminded of what you could be, we suggest you stay home in bed.
New Orleans, Mardi Gras, masks, and murder. The Mardi Gras Massacre.
Homicide.
Beautiful women are dying, and so are the New Orleans cops. As they battle a bloodthirsty madman, a masked monster, Mardi Gras Massacre.
Come to the class reunion, but only if you have a craving for terror. For nothing is more terrifying than a party given by the Redeemer. 6 people singled out and chosen for a very special reason. No matter where you turn, he is there. No matter how far you run, he will track you down. No matter how you scream, he will continue to gather the souls of those who have sinned. With the hand that bears the mark of the Son of Satan, the one called the Redeemer. First, the Omen. Now, the Redeemer.
Watch out, here they come. They're the man-eaters. This week, Satan sends a dog to do his bidding, unsuspecting visitors are hunted by a killer leopard, and deadly bees attack a marching band in Animals with Attitude.
These puppies.
Something different about him.
I think you're imagining things.
What's the dog? He kept saying it was the dog next door that forced him to kill all those people.
Send your demon. You know, I think you're crazy.
You have the special strength to resist the beast.
Send your demon, your son.
Forget! 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 Forget!
Send the beast. Send him now.
Black man-eating killer who is full of rage. With Donald Pleasance, the star of Halloween, the night creature. He was their judge, jury, and executioner. Some scenes may be too intense, as no mechanical animals were used in the entire production of the night creature. Coming soon from Dimension Pictures, rated PG.
Imagine your greatest fear.
Nick?
A terror that just will not go away.
Once they get here and start to attack, we'll have no way to stop them.
Because the terror is real.
Hey, there's no way we're going to get those people off the bus.
I'm scared of dying this way.
And the danger,
You don't know what's down there.
is to your life. Beware of the terror out of the sky.
Here comes the punch. An undercover cop faces off against a martial arts assassin. A deadly killer soups up his wheelchair with double-barrel shotguns. And a con man has to find money to pay a triad to get his girlfriend back in this powerhouse installment of Fight Club.
小姐，不要开玩笑。
开玩笑？
哼，我没有疯，是你逼我疯的。
我不是丁善，你要是再耍花招，我保证你占不了便宜。
You are about to see scenes from an unusual film about an amazing man.
And we really can't blame Andy for not wanting to take a leave of absence, can we, sir?
Well, under the circumstances, would you?
Not until after I got to kill her, sir.
Something else for you to take care of. This man who called me, I don't have to beat him up, I just pay him money. Says there's a leak in your territory.
Starting your own operation here?
You will never forget Mr. No Legs. Don't miss it.
Why kill the president?
What?
A piece of bamboo. I took it from his throat.
We close out this episode with the adage that true cult status transcends language boundaries. A nun battles vicious thugs in an isolated estate, and people find their blood turning blue after encounters with UFOs, in today's In Other Words.
Siete delle vigliacche! Lasciateci stare. Abbiamo già abbastanza paura di voi. Ma non perché siamo vigliacche. È che vogliamo solo uscire vive da questa brutta avventura.
Vieni, è roba tua.
Lei è diverso da quelli là.
Certo che sono diverso. Perché non ne sei convinta?
Baci!
Sto male. Aiutami, sorella. Aiutami. Ti prego.
人類の定義の一つは赤い血をしていることである。
青い血はすべて葬らねばならない。なぜなら彼らは人間ではないからだ。
I found your touch of true love. If the world is gone, can you live loving me more than ever?
That was Hitler's idea. Must I do what he did?
あれは要するに謀略だった。国防庁の人間まで絡んでね。
クリスマスって嫌い。寂しくなるから。
今年のクリスマスには俺が言っていいか？
もしも私に赤ちゃんが生まれたら、その子の血も青い。
And so we come to the end of 1978. This is Chris Vander Kaay inviting you back to explore another year in our next episode. And thanks for helping us keep the cult alive.